If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi, and welcome back to the Courtside Financial Podcast, the podcast where we talk about business and technology. This is going to be a pretty good episode today, but if you're new here, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell icon, and leave a comment down below. Your engagement really does go a long way in helping out the channel. So in this episode, we'll be talking about what led to the eventual separation of the partnership between what was formerly owned by Intel, MobilEye, an autonomous driving company, and NIO. So NIO, one of China's leading EV manufacturers, had announced a partnership with what was formerly owned by Intel, MobilEye, back in 2019. The partnership was set to last 5 years from then, and MobilEye was to help NIO develop technologies for autonomous driving. We've talked about this on the channel before, but if you're new here is a flashback.
So can I mark your words, 2022 early? That's less than 2 years from now. We'll have robotaxis here in Israel?
So we'll have robotaxis starting in Jerusalem, then Tel Aviv. We'll have robotaxis in France. We're working with RATP. We'll have robotaxis in South Korea, city of Daegu. We would have robotaxis in China with the cooperation with the NIO that we're having. So 2022 is a very important date.
So I have to say that seemed pretty promising at the time. However, reportedly, disagreements between the two companies' view on what autonomous driving is going to look like in the future led to this separation. That's right, NIO felt the need for a more open and flexible computing platform for autonomous driving research and development. Wanted to have control over their own algorithm stacks and not be reliant on a third-party provider like MobilEye anymore. As a result, when they eventually got the capital, they turned to NVIDIA, which received orders for its autonomous driving chips from NIO, XPeng, Li Auto, basically the big three of China at the time as far as new energy vehicles. MobilEye, on the other hand, faced intense competition from NVIDIA's Orin X chip. But anyways, getting back to NIO, them ending the partnership marked a significant turn in their autonomous driving strategy. Since then, NIO has been focusing on developing their own autonomous driving technology called NAD, NIO Autonomous Driving. NAD combines LiDAR, radar, and cameras to create a robust and reliable system capable of navigating various driving conditions. Now, the company has been testing NAD in China already, and there's a lot of speculation that they plan on launching their own self-driving service in China within the coming years. It's fascinating to see how NIO has taken charge of their driving technology, but let's not forget about MobilEye. MobilEye is no longer owned by Intel, and there's reasons why they decided to spin off their company from Intel, and vice versa. Intel also had some input in the discussion as well. From my point of view, first and foremost, it allowed them to focus solely on self-driving technology, and it allowed Intel to go and focus on its core competencies. We've seen Intel make a lot of acquisitions and sell off a lot of companies. One of the most recent things is that they're getting out of the server business. They're no longer going to be building and manufacturing. They're focusing on their core competencies. Anyways, as a part of Intel, MobilEye was part of a diverse conglomerate, which can be distracting. The spinoff also provided MobilEye with an opportunity to raise capital specifically for the areas of research and development in autonomous driving. As a growing company, as pretty much a startup, MobilEye needs this capital to continue to push the boundaries in a field that's highly competitive and highly sought after by new players every single day. So the second point here is that the spinoff granted MobilEye more autonomy, more independence from a financial perspective, and now they can make decisions that probably need to be made for the company to survive. The spinoff was completed in October 2022, and MobilEye emerged as a publicly traded company. With their newfound independence, they're better positioned to be a leader in the space, and Amnon Shashua is still the CEO at the head of the company. Shifting gears back to NIO, let's discuss the benefits that they could potentially reap from parting ways with MobilEye. For starters, developing their own self-driving technology gives them more control over design, development, and deployment of their autonomous driving systems, and this could be a competitive advantage when it comes to other automobile companies that are leveraging third parties such as MobilEye. They can seamlessly integrate their technology into their product offerings, and that will make them more comprehensive. Another potential benefit is the cost savings. Yes, it's very expensive to develop your own autonomous driving technology, but once you have it, you're vertically integrated, and there can be cost savings in the long run. By reducing licensing costs and other costs related to third-party technology, NIO could enhance their profitability in the long run. I think it's still important to acknowledge the risk with NIO parting ways with MobilEye as well. NIO may not have the same level of expertise as MobilEye in the autonomous driving field. This could ultimately lead to some delays or safety concerns. And we already mentioned this, but the investment required to create your own autonomous driving technology is huge. It's substantial. It was a complex decision for NIO, but I'm sure that they weighed the pros and the cons, and from my vantage point, there's way more pros than cons. And NIO has no problem raising capital. We've seen it time and time again with this company just so far. Ultimately, NIO is committed to developing self-driving technology. They firmly believe in the transformative potential of autonomous driving and how they can revolutionize the way things are being done today. NIO's self-driving technology, NAD, is already undergoing testing, and the company plans to launch its own self-driving service in the future, so we'll continue to monitor the situation. Anyways, that wraps up this episode of the Courtside Financial Podcast. I hope that you guys found it valuable, insightful. I hope that you walk away with my perspective on NIO ending their partnership with MobilEye. I know this isn't talked about too much, so I wanted to talk about it. I like to talk about things that people don't talk about as much. Anyways, everyone have a good weekend. We'll be here tomorrow for a week in recap where we recap all the episodes into one fun-filled video.